telling myself I'm not going to do reviews on equipment because there's so many other people out there doing reviews on their equipment, and they do a much better job than I would do probably. But there was a few things that I did not see in some of these other videos. So what I am not reviewing is a Landsham, I believe it is, 3UL. It's a tent that I bought from AliExpress. It comes directly from China. It's relatively cheap, like $105 including shipping. But you wait for 2 to 4 weeks to get it. So it comes with stakes. I replaced the stakes with some different ones. I think these are the MSR, yeah, groundhog, mini groundhog and that. I used the 2 groundhogs to stabilize the main guy lines that hold the tent firm. And then I used the minis just on the corners to just to hold that. Now let's see if I can do this in one take without looking like an idiot. Does not go backpacking with me.
One cord for the fly. Basically one cord for the fly, one cord for the tent to hold it out. I will not pound everything in as far as I would normally, because I don't plan on it being up that long.
Requires 8 stakes, and usually when I'm done setting or done taking it down, I try to make sure I have like an accountability spot. I usually use part of my plastic trash bag that I use inside my backpack to cover things as sort of an accountability tarp. Everything goes on there. That way, hopefully, nothing gets lost. All right, so now I should have 2 of the groundhogs, 2 of the mini groundhogs. Those will be used in just a second. There is a spot with reinforcement to hold the top of your trekking pole. Point down, of course. Now, I usually attach the doors of the vestibule doors immediately. Just helps me gauge where I want to be easier, I guess. That you can figure out yourself. Something like that. You can see it's, whoops, you can see it's still too saggy. I got to bring those out. So this is sort of take 2, part 2. I didn't have enough storage on my phone, so it stopped recording. I transferred it to the computer and I'm back. So the only issue I've really had that I haven't seen anybody else talk about is the fly, the doors on the fly. And the problem I had was during a torrential downpour. Do you like that, sun? I don't. Was during a torrential downpour. The rain could come in, and it didn't do it to just one side, it did it to both sides. So it wasn't that the rain was driving underneath it per se, but the rain would come down, bounce back off of the dirt into the tent, in through the screen. It wasn't wet, it was damp. I had damp backpack, damp clothes. I had damp sleeping bag. So it wasn't life-threatening, it was just irritating. So now, two ways I've tried to fix it. The tent pole, or the So one of the ways I tried to fix it was with my trekking pole, also the tent pole, lowering it down. I moved it only a couple inches, maybe only an inch. Yes, that brought everything down. It helped tighten up the fly to the ground, but then it also prevented the bathtub on the flooring to extend up. It basically, the screen was laying down flat against the ground. Not a good plan. So I put it back up and tried to come up with a different solution. Second solution was the second solution was to shorten these guy lines up so that I could get the stake closer to the tent, which would pull then the door down, the fly down. Yes, I know the further out I could get the stake, the more strength I would have in a wind. But also, the more I can get this to close up against the ground, the less wind that'll whip up underneath it if it is windy, and the less rain that'll whip up underneath it if it's raining very hard. So I tried that. I put a couple of knots, added another knot in here just to test it out. It seems to be working okay. I might shorten it a little bit more to try to get this down further. And yes, if I pound the stake in all the way to the ground, that would help a little bit. So this is just for demonstration purposes. I can push it down and it just comes back up. But I don't want to cut anything. I don't want to cut this off until I'm sure this is what I want to do. So that is sort of my only real critique of this tent in my non-review review. Otherwise, the tent, I like it. No, I love it. For $105, I love this tent. It's easy. It takes me multiple times to get well, not multiple times, usually 2 times, to get the outer stakes tight just like I want them. I haven't figured out how to do it in one shot. The only other thing that I did to it when I bought it was I made my own seam seal. Seam sealed all the seams twice with the silicone seam seal. And then I did spray on, I think it's called Solar, it's by Nick Wax. Solar Proof maybe? It supposedly prevents UV rays from chewing it up and also helps waterproof it. Does it work? I don't know. It could possibly have been a waste of money. I really don't know. But those are the couple things that I've done to it. Other than that, I like the tent. The zippers seem slightly small, but I think if you had a larger zipper on it, it might be overkill. It would be too much for this lightweight fabric or for the no-seam netting. It would just be too bulky. Plus it would add more weight. So other than that, I like this tent and I would recommend it. If you're willing to wait a month, well, 2 weeks to a month to get this tent in the United States, this is worth $105 easy. So I hope that helps you guys decide, and girls, decide on your next tent and maybe give you an idea of what I thought about this tent and the issues I've had in it. Great one-person tent.